The defending Eastern Conference champions, the Cleveland Cavaliers, heading on into Chicago to play in front of, a pretty important crowd. President Obama, a big Bulls fan in the house, to watch Derrick Rose and the Bulls take on LeBron James and his Cavaliers. And we get you started in the first quarter off a Derrick Rose turnover. Mo Williams looking up court, and there he is. LeBron James just punching that one home. He was 12 of 22 from the field. Cleveland in front 10-6 at that point. Now, LeBron's back still bothering him. Watch him there, asked to come out of the game after a Cavs turnover. He'd go to the sideline. This is sort of reminiscent of Steve Nash at one point in his career, laying on the court there and trying to stretch that back out. Now, later, Jimmy Butler blocks LeBron's shot attempt. The Bulls had 10 blocks on the game. Then James, fighting through the paint, goes all the way to the basket and gets the lay-in. He had 13 points at the half, but there he is laying back down on the court again. At the half, Chicago led it by 6. We're in the second half now, and the Bulls starting to pull away early in the third. Derrick Rose drives, makes the layup, plus the foul. He missed the free throw. He was 8 of 22 from the field. Then Rose passing to Tony Snell, knocking down a triple. He had 11 points. Chicago up by 13 at this point, but here comes Cleveland. Timofey Mozgov to Kevin Love for the lay-in and the foul. Boy, they missed him late in the playoffs last year. Then Mo Williams knocking down a jumper. He had 19 points on the game. To the fourth quarter we go, and a scary moment here for the Bulls. Joakim Noah goes to break up Richard Jefferson's pass and is injured on the play. You see him hopping right there. It's sort of banging knee-to-knee contact with Richard Jefferson, and Noah immediately in pain. He would go to the bench and not return. It's a right knee contusion. That's the early report. Stick and stay with NBA.com for updates on his condition. There's LeBron James knocking down a jumper, and it's a 2-point game. LeBron, a game high, of course, 25 points in the game. Jimmy Butler, though, splits right down Cleveland's defense and gets the basket, throws that one down. 17 points on the game. Chicago up by 5 with less than 5 to go. Derrick Rose now. Watch the quickness to the basket. Creates just a little space, 18 points, and Chicago suddenly up by 8. Then it's Rose to Jimmy Butler, just inside the three-point line. That one is pure. And the Chicago Bulls working things. Kevin Love now outside with the 3, and this cuts the lead suddenly down to 2 with over 30 seconds to go. Less than 10 seconds to go now, and LeBron James going to the hole. He's going to tie it up, right? Wrong! There's Pau Gasol with the lefty swatting. That's absolutely clean as a whistle right there from Pau Gasol, who had 6 blocks on the game. Chicago still up by 2, and they try to go back to LeBron. The Cavs do. Jimmy Butler there breaking it up, and the mayor, Fred Hoiberg, gets the W as the Bulls win it by 2, 97-95. Coming off their best season in franchise history, the Atlanta Hawks are at home to a retooled Detroit Pistons team, and that's a good sight for Hawks fan Thabo Sefolosha back in action. And watch Sefolosha getting involved early, picks up the loose ball and goes right in and gets his only bucket of the game. But Detroit up by 7 at that point. Then Al Horford hitting a running hook there. He had 15 points on the night, and Atlanta up by 4, 32-28. And it's Kyle Korver forcing a bit of a turnover here, and look at the Hawks in action. Springing forward is Jeff Teague, the All-Star, lays that one in. He had 18 points on the game. Atlanta up 39-34, but Andre Drummond misses, then Andre Drummond makes, and his stats reflect that. 18 points, 19 big rebounds for Drummond, and then a little defense, and we go the other way. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the hammer. He had a game-high 21 points. Detroit up by 5 on the road. Second half now, same guy, KCP on the pull for 3, and that goes down. Detroit up 59-46. Later in the third quarter, another new acquisition. It's Ersan Ilyasova. That's a Euro step if I've ever seen one. 16 points on the game. Detroit up by 10. And then watch Andre Drummond just finish this thing off. Rebound, throw down, and Detroit goes into the ATL and gets the W to start their season by 12. Your final score, 106-94. It's opening night in the association, and that's right, the champs are playing. Golden State, Game 2 on TNT, taking on New Orleans, and Steve Kerr in the house. He's just getting treatment for that back, so Luke Walton taking over in the interim. Golden State unveiling their banner. They got rings that are bigger than Saturn's rings. It was a good night in Golden State to start off with, and it got better when the game got going. Steph Curry just absolutely explodes right out of the gate. Here he is in transition, pulling up on a three. How about another three from Steph Curry? Beautiful shake to get open, then he drills it. Steph Curry goes for 24 points in the first quarter alone. That's a career high for points in the first quarter for Steph Curry. This is after his MVP season. Speaking of MVPs, this is an MVP candidate, and it didn't go so well for Anthony Davis. Just brick after brick to start things off. He was 1 of 15. Yeah, 1 of 15 to start the game. He finished the game 4 of 20. Steph Curry, though, no problems at all. A shake and a take, and that one goes down. He made the free throw. 29 at the half, and hey, this is great news. Craig Sager back and doing what he does best, reporting on basketball. All of us here at Turner Sports thrilled to see him back in action. Steph Curry now back in action on your screen, driving to the basket and laying that one in, then going left and going down. And this play, watch it again closely, because Andrew Bogut, already with a broken nose, rams into Dante Cunningham. Bogut would leave with a laceration over his right eye. Dante Cunningham would leave to be evaluated for a possible concussion, so stick and stay with NBA.com for updates on their condition. Later, Golden State on the run after a turnover. Andre Iguodala having fun with a little jam there. It's 98-75 at this point. It's all over except for Festus Ezeli inside with the double clutch jam. Steph gets 40. The champs get their rings, and your final score, Golden State wins at 111-95. Oh, it feels so good to be back. 3 games of hoop on opening night. You're locked into the one and only Top 10 on NBA.com. At number 10, it's Mo with the throw, and yeah, you can do it. Put your back into it. Even a gimpy king gets 25 and 10, and number 10. To the champs' house at number 9, and it's the MVP on a 3 spree. Steph Curry, out of his mind in the first quarter with 24 points, including those 3. Back to Chi-Town for number 8, and it's time for a Jimmy Jam. The Butler doing work as a butcher, cutting up the Cleveland D, and no help at all from the Cavaliers. That's in at number 8. On to number 7, Steph Curry serving up a little shake and take, and for goodness sake, Kendrick Perkins didn't want any of that from number 30 going to the rack. We stay in Golden State for number 6, and if you missed the party, don't worry at all. It's a festus for the rest of us. Ezeli, can you feel me off the beautiful dish from Sean Livingston, and Golden State just running this top 10. We're not leaving GSW at number 5. The MVP at it again. Steph left the D and right to the basket. He goes with a little fake behind the back and to the rack, taking that one with a little layup. New Orleans scoring at number 4. It's Ish Smith to the G unit. Alonzo G screaming into your screen and bringing the pain. New Orleans in at number 4. At 3, it's D. The Brow with a little window treatment on the MVP. Yeah, New Orleans and Anthony Davis getting into the top 10 back-to-back. On to number 2, and don't do it, Hawks. Don't do it. Please don't do it. They did it. They forgot about Dre. Andre Drummond with the rebound throwdown off the miss, and we start the season off right with Andre Drummond. But at number 1, we go back to Chicago, and Pau Gasol stuffs LeBron James in crunch time, and that helps seal the deal for the Chicago Bulls. Pau Gasol, number 1 on the NBA.com. Turn it.